If you love collecting and reading comic books, sit back, buckle up. You're in the right place. It's New Comic Book Day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. We've got a stack of books. We're ready to get into it. We're ready to talk. It's been one hell of a week. So let's get some good vibes going as people come in, hit up the chat. We got some tailgaters tonight. And as you'll notice, there's no ads. There's no commercials. There's none of that anymore. We're dropping that, right? Like, we're going with some more fun stuff. We're focusing on other things. We're focusing on better things, and we're focusing on comic books. We've got a nice big stack. We didn't stay in budget this week, but we did get a little cover by action, and we have a surprise. We have a surprise package here, and it's quite a package. But we'll do what we usually do. People are going to roll in the chat. We're going to say hi to the people. We're going to say hi to the tailgaters. We're going to get into the books we picked up this week. We're going to get into the books that we could not pick up this week. What could we not pick up? What could they be? We'll see what happens. What could we not pick up at our LCS this week? Then we'll go over some announcements, and we'll get into the chat. We'll do it all over again, and we'll do it in under an hour. And then we're going to watch The Mandalorian tonight because we have not seen it. So please, no Mandalorian spoilers this evening. Hello, young one. Go to sleep. And we're going to have a good time doing it, right? So let's hit up that chat here right now. We've got GT Key Comics hanging out, tailgating as always. Izzy versus NYC. Here we go. He says, what's up? Come on, mama, saying good evening. All happy to see you as well. We had Zuni with a $5 super chat. Perfect opportunity to say the year of 2023 is that of the comic book community. All super chats, everything that the channel makes goes back to the community in the form of graded comic book giveaways. We are hoping to put together something really cool for the tail end of the year where we can do a big giveaway, where we can do some graded Silver Age keys, and we can do some giveaways every other Friday like we continue to do on these CGC unboxings coming up, and we're looking forward to that. Zuni says, everybody else, a little fist bump action. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get into these books. It is one heck of a Wednesday. As always, like we said, we did not stay in budget. We've been shooting for a budget of $50 to $60 every Wednesday for the year of 2023. As the last couple of years, we've gone crazy and we've gone over budget. We're sticking to a budget this year and trying to stick with it. Alvin Thomas, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. But we're gonna do what we usually do. Did we pick up any DC books? We did not grab any DC books. I didn't see anything jumping off the shelves for me or at me. And some of the books people were talking about, just either I missed them and didn't see them. So we're gonna go over why we didn't see them there, what happened there, and find out a little bit more from you guys in the chat. So you guys sitting here live in the chat tonight, what were your picks of the week? What were your cover picks of the week? What book were you reading in the parking lot in your car because you couldn't wait, just like I do sometimes? First up, Marvel book, though, we're going to talk about Predator #2. Cover A. 20th Century Studios, that's what they're doing now, is they are taking these and they are putting this 20th Century Studios logo on it for Predator, for Alien, Planet of the Apes, whatever else. I'm not a fan. I don't understand why Marvel's got to put it under a 20th Century Studios moniker or logo or printing something or other. Give me a good Predator read, and I'll stick with it. Remains to be seen, but I don't know why they've got to go outside of this and just label these things 20th Century Studios, unless there's something bigger going on behind the scenes. I don't know. Haven't read the issue. Cover A leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. Is what it is. We're trying to stay within a budget, right? So we're going to grab cover A's more often than not. And then next up on Marvel, we're going to dig into Star Wars. Josh Oliver, what is going on? More people wrote in the chat. Sometimes we pause to get back in the chat as more people show up. Avon says stuck. There it is. Hit the thumbs up. Event miss it is. Vlossi, good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Yes, absolutely. Imprint could mean it's a contained universe. Interesting. Better crossovers? More crossovers? I don't know. It remains to be seen. We'll see what happens. Predator Alien crossover coming up maybe for this fall, this winter. Who knows? Haven't read too deep into those things. We'll see what happens. I like to be surprised. I don't know about you guys, but go with Star Wars. Marvel. Hidden Empire, the Declan Shelby Battle Lines variant is finally sent out to my not CGC, but the LCS picked this up this week. It was either damaged or not available last week or the week before. Not sure what happened there. Probably got damaged. They probably had to get a replacement or two. But there it is. You mean you got Afra and Vader squaring up on the cover? Yes. I'll take it. I will take it. Bounty, and speaking of Star Wars, we get into Bounty Hunters 33 now, and Enter the Inferno Squad. Had some good comments from other friends of the community members about how they liked the cover layout, kind of reminiscent of some Golden Age era books with the lineup there. This is one that we've seen people talking about on social media. Drunk Wookie and some other people that have a big Star Wars presence on social media said, keep an eye out for Star Wars issue, I think it was 32 to 33, and Bounty Hunters issue 33 for Enter the Inferno Squad. Now, you guys in the comments refresh my memory if this was the squad from the video game or not. I can't quite remember. I'm not fully spun up, but everything Star Wars is on our pull list for the most part. More crossovers, Izzyverse says. Sorry, my son is being stupid. Josh Oliver says, what is going on, mama? Absolutely, there you go. What is going on, Andy and everybody? More crossovers. Just think apes versus predators. Interesting. We'll see what happens there. But you know, we're going to pick up the anniversary variants no matter what. Those are dropping too. I mean, cover price variant plus or minus your discount. It's just makes more sense as a completionist collector to just get them while they're discounted and less expensive or cheaper. I mean, $3.99 book, $4.99 book plus the 20% discount. Ewoks is out now. Why Marvel is deciding to take cover art of an artist and put it on cover A like this? It's all right. Cover A, Ewoks. It's a spinoff. We talked about this a little bit with that Jabba's Palace #1 week ago. 2 weeks ago, not 3 weeks ago, but not week, 2 weeks. It's got to be 2 weeks ago. But they take this and then they turn this into a high ratio variant. Jabba's Palace had a 1 in 100. We decided not to pick it up because it just seems a little fishy. Anything high ratio, it has not been doing well for some time now. And more importantly, anything high ratio Star Wars seems to just drop right off by 50, 60, 70% within 6 months. So I'm definitely not going to pay $100, $150 for high ratio variant. So cover A, yes, going to read it. But the cover I really wanted for Ewoks, because I figured I'd have to pay some sort of tax to the mini human when it comes to comic books, is he's been reading The Mandalorian, was this Ewoks cover. This cute, adorable Ewoks cover. After I read the story and find out whether or not it's something I want my son to read, I don't know. I'm not saying Ewoks is going to be insane, but you know, there could be Ewok stabbing. There could be Ewok upon Ewok violence. Who knows? But like, I do want to kind of cursory sweep for how much violence there might be in any comic book before I give it to the kid. And this is definitely a cover he's going to be eyeing on the stack of collection books down here, and he'll probably grab and snatch this from me. But yeah, this is just a super cute, adorable cover. That one stuck out to me quite a bit. Sleepy Reader 666, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Alvin, oh, he says Avon Thomas is his son. Okay, I get it. Love the Zilla cover. Yes, absolutely. And the other cover, moving right along, as you guys know, I don't like to hang out too much because I like to get to the meat and potatoes at the end. And then we can talk about the covers again after that. But Dr. Afra 30 is out, and Hidden Empire tie-in, Vader and Afra squaring up. Come on now. How are we not going to read that right away? Because we ran home and ate dinner immediately and got downstairs right away for the Comic Vets channel. His Show Me What You Got on Wednesday, and we were in a big hurry today. It's been one hell of a week. We are gassed. It's Wednesday and we're gassed. We're here looking for good vibes, and we're looking to build up the energy to get through the week. And I'm here looking for that energy with you guys. Dr. Afra 30, the Peach Momoko cover. We had a hit of a Peach Momoko cover last week. Well, what Star Wars was it? And not every Peach Momoko cover is going to be great. More often than not, I find they're just average or lacking. This one is just an average one. Like we said, I'm ordering everything Star Wars and seeing what's coming up spades because I love reading everything Star Wars. And the anniversary cover right there, Dr. Afra, 12 of 40. So, oh my Lord, that means there's only 28 more anniversary covers to go for that whole anniversary set. High Republic issue 8 is out. We got cover A. We've got the variant cover. I do like this variant cover. I like the planetoids in the background, planetoid bodies, planet bodies, the planets, and the colors. We'll see what's going on with High Republic 8 soon. But I really did like the 1 in 25 and 125 at $25 at ratio. Makes me wonder what's going to be happening with that. I have not checked secondary prices on this at all. Don't know what's going on. I do know that 8 did not hit any of the usual news sources for being any sort of major first appearance or anything like that. So as long as I'm at ratio or under for any ratio books, I'm feeling comfortable, and that's why I'm steering away from higher ratio variants until I know more, until I wait and see. It's just I'm done buying extremely high ratio variants and then finding out 6 months later what has happened with the value of those. As I'm sure many of you guys out there are as well. Phantom Road 2 is out. I'm picking up anything Lemire. Issue 1 was interesting. Extremely fast read. Issue 2 should probably be just as fast. Going to find out a little bit more about how this trucker on a long-haul trucker route has a bit of an accident and then ends up in like an Elseworlds situation. With what appears to be mudmen or of zombies of some sort. It's Lemire. I can't go wrong buying Lemire books or reading Lemire books. Speaking of Lemire, Little Monsters 12 is out. Looking forward to getting caught up on that. I'd love this cover. And then moving right along, the last two books. But wait, there's more after this just yet. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Usagi Jumbo #1 from IDW. Had definitely glad to have everything Turtles on the pull list. I like cover A. But you know what I like more than cover A? I saw this and I'm like, fingers crossed there was going to be a copy available at the LCS. Bam! How do you not love this 1 in 10 Usagi Jumbo ratio variant for $7.99 at my LCS? $2 under ratio. And apparently there's a consumer or customer at my LCS that wanted to go for one of the high ratio variants, and my LCS will do that. They'll buy additional copies to get to a high ratio variant for a customer. If that customer is somebody who's got a regular pull list and has been a faithful member for a long period of time, they'll take care of the customers for sure. I was worried they were going to not order many of these, and there was only going to be 1 or 2, and they were going to get sold out right away. They had 10 of them, obviously, because they must have ordered up to 100 for that 1 in 100 ratio, if there is one. There may have been only the 1 in 150, the 1 to 50, but I got to look deeper. We will look deeper here. We'll get into the meat and potatoes very shortly as you guys are hanging out in the chat, telling us what you were picking up and grabbing this week and hitting that thumbs up button. But this screams getting it signed and getting it slabbed. Now, granted, the title card at the top takes up a bit of space, but this is a perfect opportunity for a signature right across the top of the blade and getting that slabbed. And there were 4 more copies at the LCS, and I'm like, hey, talk to the guys there. If these don't sell over the next 3 or 4 days, just throw them in my pull box. I'll take them for signature opportunities and getting them slabbed. These would be great to get slabbed. Come back 9-8 and throw one in the giveaway box for sure. Which means we need to get some books sent out to CGC. We've got one more box coming back from CGC as we talk about announcements tonight really quick. We'll get into the chat after the announcements. We'll get into some of the meat and potatoes here in a minute. In fact, we're gonna wait on the announcements. We're gonna get right directly into the meat and potatoes because I want to talk about some of these books. Because obviously there are books that I was looking to pick up and other people had picked up that I was that are suspiciously missing from the pull list, from the pull box tonight. House of L Comics, Hawaiian Punch, Ryan Adams, Ryan the Gray. Good to see you guys. Rob Mitchell, good to see you every week. Lately has been crazy. My favorite is Anakin in his prime. There you go. We will again hit up the chats. Happy New Comics Day. Absolutely. Gotta love it. So X-Men 21 did not see the Scotty Young variant at all. The Magic Scotty Young variant. Was unobtainium at my LCS. Didn't see a single copy. I'm sure those got picked up pretty quick. What else? Miles Morales 5. I should have picked this up. I feel bad. I hear many people in the community saying this is one of the better Marvel reads that's out right now. I wish I would have grabbed it. Some people had mentioned that Carnage 12. Carnage was getting a little bit better. I'm not the Carnage fan. Haven't been picking up that. 8 Billion Genies. I did not pick up 8 Billion Genies, and I regret not picking that up to read. because it sounds like it's been fantastic. I did not pick up issue 1, and I did not pick up 2 or 3, and at that point, I'll just wait it out and I'll read it on a trade or something else. And speaking of that, Bird City Comics released an exclusive hardcover, deluxe hardcover, 8 Billion Genies, and it sold out immediately. And I'm really sad because it was a gorgeous looking book, and I wish I would have been able to hop on and pre-order one. But Bird City Comics, don't forget to check them out and follow them on all the social media platforms, because I feel bad for missing out on that. I wanted one really bad. It looked so good. Noctera's back. Some people have talked about that. A few people mentioned Superman Lost was a great cover this week. If you're a Superman fan, ooh, this week's cover, interesting. But moving right along, I'm not going to hold anything up too long. There's Bounty Hunters 33 that we grabbed. Guardians of the Galaxy. I really wanted to read this. And you want to know what? I'll go back to my LCS and pick this up if you guys tell me that this was a good read this week. So in the comments down below, after today, after tomorrow, sometime Friday, Saturday, Sunday, please, if you guys read Guardians of the Galaxy, pop back in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Should I go back and pick that up and read that? Because it's like, I kind of want to know what's going to happen. But the last couple of times that I picked up a Guardians volume, like what is this, Guardians volume 8, 7, 6? I don't know. But every time I pick it up, they just kind of don't feel like they go anywhere or go too far. So I kind of left this one sit behind. Ryan said he hasn't read the Guardians yet, but grabbed the Scotty cover. Speaking of which, this was definitely on my hunt list for this Wednesday, was this gorgeous Scotty Young cover with Rocket and a rocket ship. It's because I have a very sneaking suspicion of what potentially could be happening in the movie. I feel like this would be an amazing Scotty Young book to have. And who knows? But it's the Marvel Universe. See what happens. They had one copy left on the shelf, and it was too dirty. It was too dirty to make 9.8, and at $4, it's just not worth my time to sit there with an eraser to try to clean up an entirely white cover. I didn't even look at the back. I don't even know if the back was all white. I could see it as I picked it up, and I'm like, this is just too dirty to make 9.8. It's going to be like a 9.6, and I would rather just pop up somewhere and pre-order or pick up a 9 at that price. I'd rather pay the extra $30, $40, or $50 for somebody to pre-sell or sell a pre-graded 9.8 if I really wanted this for the collection. So it's like, how much work do I really want to bring home when that one singular copy left behind was as dirty as it was? Amazing cover from Scotty Young. I wish there would have been cleaner copies to grab. I didn't see any of the other covers besides cover A, and I just kind of kept walking. Afra, we got the covers. We got all 3 of them. High Republic, we got all of those. Let's see, Danger Street Lazarus. X-23, I almost grabbed X-23 to read. Almost grabbed that one to read. I'm not quite the biggest X-Men fan, but I know I want to dip my toes back into some of that stuff. But what else? Let's see. What was I really searching for and hunting that we could not find? Oh, did I already pass it? Did I already pass the Marvel Voices? I didn't. This is the talk of quite a few people out in the community. Marvel Voices confirmed first appearances, I think. I'm not confirming them. I've heard of a couple of first appearances in this book. I was kind of shocked. I guess I didn't really think about it. I mean, Marvel's been doing these books for some time, and I should have been paying more attention. I didn't realize it was a $9 book, or is it a $10 book? I, of course, have not been the biggest Spider-Man fan or reader, and I was intrigued because of how many people were talking about it, but I was intrigued at the John Jang cover. I really wanted to get a John Jang cover. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere. And I'm not going online and paying secondary prices at all whatsoever. And if you guys have been paying attention to this, the secondary market for this book is gone crazy. Just give it just give it a few weeks is what I'm trying to say. Give it a few weeks, a few months, hold out. My LCS did have one. They had one of the silk covers. And I'm like, you don't get a lot of silk covers out there, and I should grab this. But $10. $10, and then what am I going to do with the book? What am I going to do with the book? I'm going to sit on it for a couple of weeks while I try to remember to put it in the stack of books that I wanted to send to CGC to get graded. Well, then I've got $10 into the book minus my discount. Then it's going to CGC. There is a couple of bucks to ship it on top of all the other books that are getting shipped. Then there's an additional grading fee of $24 to get it graded. So how much do I really want to go into this book and do what with it? Well, it'd be a good giveaway book, sure. Maybe I should have grabbed it for that purpose, but in my head, I thought to myself, I had a cover A and I had the silk cover in my hand. It was the last silk cover. I did not grab any of the cover Bs, but I did have the main cover, cover A in my hand. So that was $20 worth of books and just 2 books. And I'm like, really, Andy? Like, how much work, more work on top of the books you are grabbing and trying to read, do I really want to bring home? I feel like I should have at least grabbed a cover A, got it graded, threw it in the community giveaway box. I feel like that's, $30, $40. That's not that much to invest in the community giveaway box, in my opinion, especially with the super chats that people have been bringing. Mind you, we've eliminated all ads on the channel. I'm dropping all ads. There's no B-roll ads. There's no beginning ads, ending ads, no middle ads. We're dropping that. I don't feel like the ads bring any value to you guys in the community and anybody that likes watching the content. So if anything, the super chats are going to be what's supporting the channel and the community giveaway stuff. I will always continue to add stuff and add stuff out of my own monetary wallet, if you will, to the community giveaway box. And I also want anything this channel generates to go back to the community. And I should have done that at a minimum. I could always go back. They did not have that many copies of cover A left, and it's a thick book. So they had maybe 15 copies left. And I asked, hey, do you guys have more in the back? And they're like, well, we don't really usually order these really heavily. So I think just what's on the shelf is what's left available. So if that's all that was available, there might not be any copies in a couple of days. Lo and behold, I'm going to give it a few weeks and see what happens. Cause the last thing I want to do is spend a bunch of money up front and do a giveaway and have somebody have a $20 9.8 slab that's almost worthless just because of FOMO and hype. We don't want to do that as giveaways for the community, right? Now, granted, we also don't want to miss out on an opportunity to give away a book that's going to explode, but I just don't think that this is going to be a book that explodes. I think the Zhang Zhang variant will do well because it's a phenomenal freaking cover. It's absolutely a phenomenal cover. This is a gorgeous cover. I think it'll do well just based off the cover alone. I don't think Marvel Voices was ordered extremely heavily, so I don't know that the ratio is going to be something that is going to be easy to find. But don't go out on eBay and spend $200 on this book. Do not spend $200 on this book tonight or tomorrow. Do not spend $200 on this book. Give it 6 to 10 months and buy a graded copy for that or well under is kind of the hope. But without spending a whole show on Marvel Voices, we'll move it right along and we'll get into the chat here in just a little bit. Ewoks is another one. Like we said, we grabbed the cover A and then we grabbed the Zulo variant. I love the Zulo variant. But look at how many other covers there were for. They've got the connecting variant. Did not see that. I'm guessing my LCS is just ordering what they need to appease the Star Wars fans. The Momoko variant, actually not a bad Momoko variant. I didn't grab it because I only looked at the half with the horse, and the horse head is like, or the pony head. But if you look at the Ewok, that is a spot-on freaking Ewok from Star Wars. Again, though, another 1 in 100 ratio variant, extremely a high ratio variant for Star Wars, and it's good art. But when you think of it as a subject matter piece, it's Ewoks and it's an Ewok face, sure, but like it's just a close-up. It's like a kid's taking a photo of a forest because he found an Ewok village and one jumps out at him and just kind of scares the piss out of him. He snaps a picture. It's not bad art. It's just like the subject matter is just an Ewok face. Why is this a 1 in 100? Why I just don't see this having any support as far as secondary monetary value. So don't go out and spend $150, $160, $170. It's the same thing as the Jabba Palace book a week or 2 weeks ago. That was $150, $160, $170. Give it a couple of weeks, give it a couple of months. I'm gonna put on my big boy patient panties and I'm gonna hang out and I'm gonna wait for some of these books. If I really want to be a completionist collector and hold out and wait, I'm just gonna wait until these ratio variants are dropping. Granted, these the Jabba and the Ewoks books, they're not going to be extremely heavily ordered. I might have to combat supply versus demand a little bit. That's what I'm going to choose to do though. Because this is not a terrible cover, but it's also not a $150 to $200 cover. It's not. It's not. It's not bad art, but subject matter wise, it's not a $200 cover. It's moving along. This doesn't need to be talked about that much more. Just guys, don't go out and spend $200 on eBay on this. Seriously. And again, a couple of more books, and we'll hit up the chat again. What else was on the list? So the Turtles book. Turtles cover A was great. I liked it. Then we had a lot more variants than I thought. There's a lot of store variants, but like we said, the 1 in 10 Mayor variant. This is a to die for cover. I'm glad I picked it up. I hope the other ones don't sell because I'd like to get one graded and do a community giveaway. Seriously, this would be a great community giveaway book at $7.99 for a 1 in 10 from my LCS. I think that's not terrible at all. For this is a great ratio variant. This is freaking a great ratio variant. Let's talk about the great ratio variant there, and then you look at that Star Wars book and this little trip. I should have had both windows open. Just make it easier on myself. Just have both windows open because we will do that really quick, really quick, because this is just kind of the comparison I want to talk about and kind of make. 1 in 10, $7.99. 1 in 100, $100 to $200, depending on where you get it and where it's priced. I mean, look at the difference. Fantastic ratio variant, great colors, great line work, great subject matter. You get all 4 turtles reflection in Usagi's blade. That's gorgeous. Ewok. It's not bad art. I'm not dinging the artist. I'm not like trying to say the artist is doing a terrible job. The placement, the subject matter, like think about how your eyes are drawn right to this crazy Ewok face. And if you love Ewoks, you're going to love this cover. Buy what you love and love what you buy. Don't get me wrong there. But like when it comes to ratio variants, oh my God, this is so much better of a deal for your wallet when it comes to collecting ratio variants. $7.99, $100. $7.99, $100. I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir, and you guys are smart people. I know you guys are, but like this is a really good play. This is a phenomenal play, in my opinion. Now, if it got ordered really heavily, I can't imagine it's going to go up in value, but I can't imagine it's going to go much under $7.99 or $7 or $8. This is a solid $20 ratio. I see this 1 in 10 doing double ratio and staying there. Granted, JP Budget Collect's probably going to be like, Andy, you're crazy. You guys know, Andy, you know the rules when it comes to ratios, and I appreciate JP and his content and his rules, and I need to follow a lot of those rules a lot of times for my own collection. And JP is more that little rule that they follow is more right than it is wrong. But this is a gut instinct feeling, and this is like my heart's drawn to this. This is a smart play, in my opinion. This is not. When we're talking from our wallets and our pocketbooks and what are we talking about, smart plays for our collection and building our collection smartly and not wasting our collection dollars, if you will. This is a much better ratio play than this right now. If you really want the Ewoks book and you love it, give it 6 months or 3 months. Tonight, tomorrow, Friday, the 1 in 10 for under $10 is an extremely smart play, in my opinion. Bingo. I mean, that's where I'm going to go. And that's where we're going to go. But the really quick, the Eastman cover, I did not see the Eastman cover in my LCS. Otherwise, I would have grabbed this. This is a really cool looking cover too. We've got there's an Aaron Bartling. There's a lot of exclusives. I won't go deep into store exclusives because I don't buy or collect a lot of store exclusives, but they had a 1 in 25 sketch variant of cover A. This I don't love as much simply because it looks like a coloring book kind of. I mean, once you get all the colors and everything else in there, it looks a lot better, but this kind of looks like a page taken from a color book. There's the Peterson 1 in 50. I did see one copy of that on the shelf, and like I said, high ratio book, I move along. Not buying high ratio books right now. Here's the 1 in 100. So that's the cover. That's the cover that my LCS, the cohort of my LCS, who I have no idea who he is, but that's probably the book that he was after and why my LCS ordered 100 copies. That's a good looking black and white. That's a good looking black and white sketch. That turned out really good. So we are already 30 minutes in. we'll round it out right now and we'll hit up the chat here. There's some other exclusives. Ooh. Okay. That's a damn good cover too. That one I might have to look for somewhere. That just screams. That just reminds me of the NES advertisements in the boxes when you bought the games back in the day. That's a really good cover. But all right, there we are. That's the meat and potatoes, the middle section of the show every week. And we are going to hit up the chat. We're going to go over announcements. And then for the latecomers, we'll go over the books one more time. I saw a lot of comments going in the chat, and I saw another super chat. AOA, hells yeah, Comic Man, any content, community rules. Speaking of announcements and community rules, like we said, I don't feel like you guys, the community members that watch this live and hang out with us here or watch this on the replay, I don't feel like you guys get any value from advertisements whatsoever. So what we're going to do is we're going to, I don't want to say push. I'm not begging or asking for money by any means, but if you guys in the comic book community feel like contributing to this channel, the super chat's going to be the mainstay for right now, and we're going to look at making a membership tier. We're going to look at making a membership tier because I think it's a really cool idea to offer that and offer choice to people out there, and we could do a members only giveaway on top of the community giveaways that we're doing. That would be a tremendous amount of fun, in my opinion. I think that would be a lot of fun, but I also don't want to roll out a membership and do a tier structure without the value being there for people. I don't want to get it all set up, and then here's 10, 20 members, and then all of a sudden I'm not able to provide the live chat stuff, the emojis, the other things, the other fun things, and like the reward stickers, the symbols for people that have been members for weeks or months or something like that. Until that stuff is set up, that's what I want to do. It might take a couple of months. So over the next couple of months, maybe the last 2 quarters of this year, it might take that amount of time to get it done. Like I said, I'm not a professional live streamer 24/7. So this is a side hobby that I love doing with you guys, because can you guys tell the difference between the start of the show to now? I'm so much more re-energized by you guys in the community talking comic books. I am pumped and I'm ready to get through Thursday, get through Friday, and let's get to the weekend. This is why we do New Comic Book Day Wednesday. This is why I do it. You guys give me so much energy. So what we're going to do is, yeah, that's one of the announcements is we are dropping the advertisements for the channel. No more ads when you click on any of the live streams. No more ads when you click on any of the uploaded content. I want no more ads at all. Now, what does that mean after working to try to get to that level of monetization in 1,000? It doesn't mean a lot. What it means, we're focusing on the community, and we're focusing on the content that we're doing. And if the community deems that worthy of super chats, that's what we're going to do. And if they deem it worthy of being a member, that's what we're going to do eventually as well. So continuing the announcements, we've got 2 CGC boxes sitting here that need to be unboxed, one of which I really want to do Friday. And I'm probably going to schedule it. I'm going to schedule it for 9 o'clock. We're going to schedule it tomorrow. We're going to make the thumbnail. We're going to get it scheduled. We're going to get it set up. We're going to do the community giveaway Friday night. That box, if I grab the right one, should all be high ratio Mandalorian variants. Because when they were all coming out, we were buying the high ratio Mandalorian variants. So we'll see if I grab the right box. We're going to do a community giveaway from the community giveaway box. We're going to talk more. And that is the Friday update. And you guys know we're going to be back Tuesday with Comic News Weekly. We're going to be back with New Comic Book Day Wednesday next week. And we'll see what else comes up. So what other announcements are happening? That's pretty much the announcements for the week. We appreciate you guys. And let's get into this chat. And let's see how all of you guys are doing. Let's see how all of you guys are doing here. More crossovers. That's kind of where we left off. Just think Apes versus Predator. And I know I generally try to keep these shows to an hour. I'm going to start going until the chat stop, until people in the chat stop coming, or until we get tired, or until the last couple of people, you know what I mean? When we've reached our live stream goals is when we're going to stop our live stream shows from here on out. Whether that be an hour, hour and 10, hour and 15, I don't know, but I can already see we're at the $34 mark. And what we're going to do is we're just going to keep rolling until we finished our goals tonight. Avian Thomas. Yes. As you guys saw earlier over on the Comic Vits channel, my mini-me came down and popped in to say goodnight as well. Well, that's trouble right there. He says, Happy New Comics Day. Absolutely. Who's your favorite Star Wars character? Oh, man, that's the toughest question to answer right now. No, it's not. It's Ahsoka. No, I got to say, we've got 2 in the household. The wife's favorite character is Ahsoka, and mine is Dr. Aphra, and we both love them equally as far as Star Wars characters. So you can tell how excited we were this past weekend after all that news. Rob, evening, and good to see you as well. Your favorite is Anakin in his prime. That is amazing. Anakin in his prime. We could use some more Anakin in his prime content, maybe. Every week lately has been crazy for sure. I passed it, but if it's here, it's good. I'll get it. You grabbed the 1 in 10. Yes, Ryan, the 1 in 10. That TMNT 1 in 10 is phenomenal. It is gorgeous. You grabbed the 1 in 10 also, and that's why we covered it again. We're getting caught up as quickly as we can. I hope, Ryan, you and your family are doing well, along with Ryan Adams. Wednesday Worrying Ain't Dead. It is not. Because just last week, what was that? That Spider-Boy book sold out at my LCS. That tells me that people are out spending money on books. And if that sold out and this week other books were running out, that means more people are out supporting their LCS if other books are starting to sell out too. Hawaiian Punch, good to see you. I hope you and your family are doing well and you've got great weather out there. Don Davis, man, I hope the winds weren't beating you up too much down where you live, not too far from here. Anakin is a solid choice for sure. Barbaric, I did not see Barbaric at all. I wonder if it didn't get delivered. It must not have been delivered. 8 Billion Genies, first 3 issues. Do grab, worth the read. Yeah, I want to try to see if I can get a copy of that Bird City Deluxe variant. So I'll look online. If they're not going for too much over what they originally sold for, I'll take a peek. Because you know some people bought a couple of copies to resell, especially with a limited run. Haven't read Guardians yet, but grab the Scotty cover. We talked about that. That cover was dirty and was not going to make a 9.8 if it got graded. You can't go wrong with Scotty at all. You know which one I got. He said him. Absolutely. Yes, you did that him. What do they call that? The movie variants? The photo variants? The photo movie variants? Or the movie photo variants? Something like that. $10. Yes, $10. They were $9.99 for the Marvel voice books, which is... no. I don't need to spend. How much more work do I want to bring home and how much more money do I want to leave my wallet? Like we talked about, spec play. If your speculation can be used in so many different ways, but if you're like me and you're reading new comic books on New Comic Book Day, the best bang for your buck wasn't necessarily Marvel voices, right? If you love Spider-Man, maybe, but when it comes to secondary value and worth over time, I still think that 1 in 10 TMNT was a better play this week for your collection coming out of your wallet there. What's up, comic people? Luke, good to see you as well. I got the cover A and the In-Hook Lee cover. You did. That's awesome, Ryan. The Silk is a fire cover. It's not a bad cover at all. We don't get Silk on a lot of covers lately. Silk had what? They had a solo volume that started that went for 3 to 4 issues, like a teaser volume, and then it came back for like a volume 2, and then what the hell happened? It's kind of dropped off or disappeared. I don't know. Evening all, Dr. Von Hoot, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Happy Wednesday, New Comic Book Day Wednesday. Don't remember if I ordered that or not. Oh well, I picked up the Zhang cover, but haven't read it yet. Cosmic One, nice grab. The Zhan Zhang variant's the one that everybody's after, if I'm understanding that correctly. Go to the eBay and check what those asking prices are. More importantly, check what the sold prices are and keep an eye on those over time as those prices will drop. Those prices will drop. Those pre-sales are what people are after, or some people are after. Not everybody, not you guys. You guys are all smart. Everybody watching all of the YouTube content out there, they're smart people. But there are a lot of people out there that'll pay whatever they want just to have whatever they want without having to wait in line. It's like the courtesy fee. Like they're not too worried about it. They'll overpay for things for the courtesy of not having to worry about it or anything else. But that Zhan Zhang cover, that was the one that I was looking for. I put it on the thumbnail. I was going to grab it if I could find it, if it wasn't going to be too much money. Nay, though, nowhere to be found. You really want it, but it's sold out everywhere. It's sold out everywhere. We'll see what happens. Now comes the supply versus demand versus supply that'll dictate that price. My guess is that supply isn't going to be super high, and demand is going to outpace supply for sure. That happens with a lot of ratio variants on New Comic Book Day and the week of and the week after New Comic Book Day. But give it several weeks, give it a month or two, and what happens? Demand's going to drop off. And when that demand drops off, if supply outpaces that demand, then ipso facto, the price will come down and you'll be able to get it for an affordable price. AOA with the $2 super chat. Hells yeah. Thank you very much for Andy Content Community Rules. The Zhang variant was $175 at your LCS? Out the gate at the LCS, it was already $175. So yes, a lot of local comic shops have picked up on the fact that they can price high ratio variants for what books are pre-selling for on eBay. Now, I'm not saying don't support your LCS, but I'm also saying don't buy high ratio variants on New Comic Book Day if you don't want to. You don't have to. You absolutely don't have to. Joel the Geek, good to see you, man. It's great Marvel Voices variant. Yeah, the Ewoks main cover looked creepy. It did look creepy. The fire eyes roasting a stormtrooper. There you go. I didn't look close enough, but that's got to be it. That's pretty good. I agree. He said, how are you viewing all the covers in one view on League of Comics? I always have to click in a book to see them. I'm not sure. I just Google search League of Comics. I don't click on League of New Comic Geeks at the very beginning. There's the subheaders underneath. One says New Comics. I click on that one, and that gets me to that whole list. And then you can support based on polls, and you can not support, but you can you can sort based on polls, but you can also sort based on names and some other things or titles. I did pre-order the connecting covers though. I'm getting a little bit tired of the connecting covers because I always miss out on one for some reason. I never actually finish a set. Good play. The Ewok comics is for the kids for sure. Oh, I haven't read it yet. Cosmic One saying it's for the kids. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing that and handing that off to the son and seeing what he thinks about it. Seeing what a 6-year-old thinks. Big yes. What color are they? Black. You always buy black. You always buy black just in case, and you always wear new ones. Always wear new ones. Yeah, there you go. Plenty of books I'd rather spend $200 on. I am with Ryan the Gray 1,000,000%. There are so many other Ahsoka books that we want for the Ahsoka collection that I'd rather spend $200 on. There's so many other things. So $200 on a high ratio variant is not something I'm going to play tonight. And I'm advising you guys out in the community, if you don't want to, don't do it as well. Don't do it either. Just wait till no one is talking about it for sure, Izzy. That in my basket, but I passed it in the end. I don't collect TMNT or Usagi, so it's purely a cover buy for me. I do collect TMNT and Usagi, and I'm not reading enough of it. I'm considering it a cover buy just for myself, Dr. Von Hoop, because of how lazy I have been with my TMNT stuff. Purely a cover buy, and I think that's a phenomenal play and a phenomenal cover buy. Poor Jenica, no love. Yeah, no love for Jenica. Let's move on, then goes back to I'm trying not to get stuck in the weeds for too long and continue to make the content that I think is a lot of fun, but also is providing value to many people watching, not just for me, right? Like this isn't just for me. I'm part of it, but you guys are like 90% part of it. You guys are the reason why this is so much fun. No doubt about it. AOA, right? No Jenica on the blade. Interesting that they chose to go with no Jenica. Oh, I wonder if there's some information about that. Video game cover is fire. Yeah, the TMNT. God, that was a good cover. And if you guys are watching this on the replay, just go back and replay those covers. How about that NES one? I would buy that in a heartbeat. I might. If that thing is under $10, I find it somewhere, I'm probably going to buy it. If it's a exclusive variant from a store exclusive, it's probably going to be a $30 cover or $20 cover. I'll think about it at $20, but what am I really going to do with it? I'm going to spend the $20 that I didn't spend on the Marvel Voices. I'm going to spend it on that, and then it's going to collect dust until I get it graded. And then what am I going to do with it? You know what I mean? Like we've got an Ahsoka display. I should be spending $20 extra on Ahsoka stuff for the Ahsoka display where I actually see it and enjoy it. Southpaw Brad, evening comic man Andy. Good to see you, Southpaw. Thank you for being here and being a part of this week's show. Try to tell people to come through my most recent Freebird. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you and everybody else that's out there. Stick Boy. There we go. More people showing up. Hey, Sticks and Ferd. Who else? Daymare's brother. How you feeling, buddy? Good to see you. If you want to talk about comics and comic book collecting, Daymare's is old school OG brother and friend and family member of the community. Good to see you. New comics, 300 copies of Spider-Boy second print. Yeah. Not I, said the fly. Not me. Brother, I love you. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling much better. And after you're getting some rest in. Subscriber count is so overrated. Yeah, I don't know. Subscriber count is one of those things where people kind of use that as a bit of a metric. But for me, I'm a data guy. I like looking at some of that stuff. The amount of work that I put into the content, I see view count as kind of a return on, hey, that did well, or hey, maybe you should try something different. I look at that. Subscriber count's one of those things where it's like, I just want to make sure that if there's any milestones hit, we're doing some kind of giveaway or something for the community if we're reaching any milestones like that. You crack me up. He says, AOA, I never see you in my shows, but I love you. You crack me up. Yes, my dog used to chase people on a scooter a lot. It got so bad we had to take his scooter away. Mama, did I tell you The CEO of the Comic Dojo got me a Rolex watch the other day. I posted it outside today. It's now the neighborhood watch. Smash that like button. Hey, Daymares. Here you go, Andy. Sorry about being weird earlier. That's just how I am. I just embrace my weirdness. We're all here to embrace our weirdness. It's New Comic Book Day. There's a little bit of weirdness in all of us. Thank you for that $10 super chat. Thank you, Avian, so much for being a part of this. That $10 goes back into the community in the form of the end of the year. The super chats, depending if the super chats do well enough, we're going to look for Silver Age graded keys of some sort. One, maybe two. If we can do like an Olympics, like gold, silver, bronze kind of placement, podium placement, that would be kind of cool for the end of the year for sure. Thank you again for that super chat. What's the best way I can show everyone my Spider Boy tattoo? Instagram. Snap a picture of it, put it on Instagram, and tag everybody in the comic book community and join the comic book community on Instagram. Instagram is where we choose to make a lot of easy content when not easy. Easy is not fair. Not a fair thing to say. Instagram is where we choose to make a lot of content over there when we want to show everything in one picture, or you want something to be kind of simplistic and fun, but not necessarily be live like this right now. So go on Instagram and do an Instagram account. I mean, you could do so many other things, but that's where a lot of people in the community choose to show like their hunts, the books they get from their hunts, there's some of their goals that they achieve, any goals, maybe share a hunt list, maybe share what they picked up for New Comic Book Day, and also a lot of artwork. Comic books are art-based, right? So that's where a lot of artwork is shown. Everybody's saying, what's up? Good to see you. Rolling. Ray Skywalker rules. Are you trying to poke people, man? Don't poke people right now. Let the Ray Skywalker news settle. I'm indifferent. Like I want more Star Wars content of Star Wars stuff we don't know, haven't seen, or we've only read in the novels. So Ray Skywalker coming back is kind of like, I'm not a hater. I'm not going to produce content that drives hate to draw views. I don't, that's not who I am. That's not how I envision being a good human being is about. But I will say that I'm not really super excited. I'll wait and see what happens. I guess it's more about the director, the producer, and the writing. If it's directed well, produced well, and written well, it's probably going to be a pretty epic Star Wars tale. But we can look back and see what's happened in the past, and you know what I mean? Whether you like it or not, either way. I don't think they were terrible. But I can very much appreciate where a lot of people are coming from with the conversations that they do have. That's where I'm at. Chopper and Dr. Aphra from me. You cannot pass up Dr. Aphra and the Murder Droids as some of the best characters in Star Wars, along with Ahsoka. I was referring to Phantom Road. If I get it, I hear it's really good. Okay, yeah, Phantom Road. That one's going to be the first thing we read tonight. We'll see what happens. We're running a little long in the teeth tonight, but we're going to watch Mando right after this. Click the like, yo, absolutely. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. At least it does if you throw it hard enough. Good Lord. Your LCS had that for $199, that Zhang Zhang variant for Marvel Voices. That's insane. That's really high. That I feel like is price gouging. That if I own an LCS and the book was selling for between $125 and $175 and I was putting $199 on there, that feels like price gouging. Like if you go and pick the highest sold price listing, the one singular highest sold or the two outliers or whatever, and price it for that, that feels like price gouging, especially at an LCS. Especially at an LCS that wants to build a base of customers that keep coming back to support them, and they're out for that extra $25 or extra $50. I'm not saying I don't know. It's not my LCS. It's really not much for me to talk about, but that seems really high. Did that book really go for more than 200 already? I was going to make a belt out of watches, but decided it was wasted time. Here we go. I'm just going to start skipping shit. What comic book hero loves dad jokes? Oh, no. The Punisher. Oh, God. That's good. Doing great. Got to run. Put the youngest to bed. Damers, I love you, brother. Thanks for being here. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well soon. Subscriber counts when they all watch the content. Unfortunately, they don't always watch, and it affects the channel in a bad way. Interesting. I've never really studied that. I'm not quite sure how that kind of works. I do know there's a lot of channels out there that have a very high subscriber count, but have a very low view rate or a watch rate. That tells me that they have subscribers, but they don't really have people that watch their content. So it means maybe their channel changed over time or their content changed over time and they're not producing the content their original subscriber base. That's a whole nother show for a whole nother time. I was kidding. My bad. No Spider-Boy tattoo, folks. That's funny, though. That's funny, though. What do you call a dog that does magic? A labracadabrador. You're gonna, you're on timeout. You're on timeout. Padme and yeah. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we're talking. I think it's a little too soon for Rey, but maybe it'll take them 7 years to release it. Who knows? But I think they said that it was going to be 15 years past the last movie, or 15 years after the last movie. And it'll be interesting to see what Rey Skywalker is going to be doing for raising the next round of, or next evolution of Jedi's, round evolution, whatever. After everything that's taken place, my heart does feel a little twitch or twang or twinge to see the Jedi come back. Or will it come back? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Got to take a break from the Ahsoka build to drop some puns. There you go. As long as they're laser swords, the Force, I'm cool. AOA with another $2 super chat. Thank you again so much. It's greatly appreciated. Again, we'll continue talking about that. The year of 2023 is that of the comic community. All super chats. And when we get there, all memberships, all that monetary value will go back to the community in the form of graded comic book giveaways. We'll talk more about that as that kind of goes. But for right now, the not the ad revenue. Don't say ad revenue, Andy, because that's not a thing anymore. That's K-Bosh. The super chats, that's going to be an end of the year giveaway situation. We're going to pile everything the channel makes, because right now the channel is on average making about $20 a month from super chats. That's kind of where it's at. So if we're going live 2 nights a week, that's about $2 to $4 per live show in super chats. So right now it's about $20 a month is what the channel makes. So over 12 months, that's 240 bucks. $240 to do a giveaway at the end of the year. Let's see if we can ramp it up. Let's see if we can keep ramping up and keep producing and providing content that draws more super chats to see what kind of a buildup we can do at the end of the year giveaway. The membership giveaway situation, we'll figure out if that's going to be like a monthly thing or if that's going to be an end of the year. I don't want to do the same thing twice and not make it any less fun. Either way, I think the Zhang variant was based off of book price. Interesting. She looks like she's coming along. Puns will refresh the creative juices for good gravy. What up, brother? Legion of Comics, thank you again for being here. We're almost caught up with the chat. Then we're going to go over the books one more quick time. Holy smokes, Mando for today was fire. I cannot wait to watch that here in a little bit. No spoilers at all. Besides Ahsoka and Rey, you got Vision Season 2. You've got Bad Batch Season 3 announced. There's another Season 2 of another Star Wars thing. Tales of the Jedi Season 2 is announced. Ahsoka Season 1's coming. I mean, there's so much great Star Wars content coming. Love you, dog, and love the peeps here. Absolutely. Freebird the Nerd with a $2 super chat. If you guys don't know Ferdbird the Nerd, you guys need to follow Ferdbird on Instagram and check out the highlights and the secondary market highlights that he does when it comes to books. We are as educated as we are because of people like Ferdbird and because of other members out there in the community. So look up Ferdbird the Nerd on Instagram and give him a monster follow. You will be smarter for doing so. He will teach you things and you will see content on there. It's like, that's where I get some of my content too. The prices, it reaffirms the decision making that I'm making when I say I don't want to buy a book. And then when I buy a book and I overpay for it, I'm like, oh, yep, that wasn't a good play, Andy. And I get a lot of that content from people like Ferdbird the Nerd and other great community members out there that share that on Instagram, because it is a very good vehicle to quickly share those bits of information and digest those in a fashion where you learn it and you retain it in a very efficient manner. Whereas to sit down here and produce a live show not even a live show, recorded show, produce any show every week to say, here's the top 10 books. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. And you open yourself up for a lot of different opinions. And that is okay. And those people that make that content are okay with that. And they're interested in hearing about that stuff too, I would hope. Not something I'm going to do, but if I find something that I'm keeping an eye on and I'm keeping track of, and there's a really good buy that happens, you're darn right I'm going to share that on Instagram. or if there's a really big spike and I'm like, hey, everybody that we've been talking about this book and it shot up in value, you guys, it just reaffirms the decision-making process you had last year of buying that book ahead of the game. It reaffirms the decision you made. It means, that's this data just reaffirms the decision-making process that you have when it comes to building your collection. So make sure you follow people like Ferdbird the Nerd for sure. 2 to 3 live shows divided by the square root of shorts squared to the power of views. There you go, man. My kids are laying down watching Bad Batch right now. I cannot wait to get caught up on Bad Batch. A $4.99 super sticker from Volsi. Thank you so much, man. There you go. It's my pleasure. He says Ferdbird the Nerd is great for sure. There it is. We're caught up with the chat. So I always keep a big glass of water around. Lots of talking to it. So rapid fire really quick. We're going to flip them over. Rapid fire really quick. Books that we picked up for this week. Predator 2. 20th Century Studios. I'm not a fan of the logo or the moniker on top. Either way. Hidden Empire. We missed it last week because it either didn't show up or it got damaged. Now the replacement's here. Eitherwise, the Declan Shelby Battle Line variants I love. And you got Vader squaring up with Afra on the cover for sure. Great. Hidden Empire was a great read, by the way. Bounty Hunters 33, first appearance of the Inferno Squad. Believe that's the squad from one of the video games, if I remember correctly. I had read up on it 3 or 4 weeks ago and completely forgot already. And the 40th anniversary variant for 33. There you go. There's only 28 issues. It's 12. Yep. 40, 11. Nope. The other one's 12. So there's 28 more. Nope. 18. Math is hard. Ewoks cover A, and we talked quite a bit about that. And if you missed it, please watch the replay. Now, here's the cover, the Zulo cover. This is the cover I really wanted. This is a gorgeous cover. It's an adorable cover. It reminds me a lot of Disney comic books and other Disney stuff. That we grabbed it for the little mini me because I'm sure he's going to want to read something like that. He's been reading the Mando stuff, surprisingly. Hidden Empire tie-in for Dr. Afra 30. When you get Vader and Afra squaring up, that's one I'm going to read tonight before I go to bed for sure. Make sure I'm caught up on that or stay caught up on that series. There's a Peach Momoko, a not so great Peach. Hashtag Austin over Peach. There's the 12 of 40 ratio variant. So yeah, you got 18 more. This math is hard. Doing math on the fly. High Republic 8. We got High Republic 8, the cover price variant. Then we've got the 1 in 25. Who did this one again? Suyin? I'm going to say Suyin. I butcher names, and I apologize to the artists when I butcher the names. 1 in 25. We are going to do a big Star Wars ratio variant. We're going to pull all the ratio variants we have at some point and do another CGC unboxing. Well, we're going to send them off for grading and then get them unboxed when they get back. And we're going to do a ratio variant unboxing of just Star Wars stuff here in the future. Phantom Road 2. That's going to be a quick read. I hope it's good. Little Monsters, another Lemire title. That's been phenomenal. And then the TMNT Usagi Jumbo, cover A. Digging the cover A. But the play of the week for me, the smart play, in my opinion, for my collection, is $7.99 for the 1 in 10 Usagi Jumbo right here. This cover is absolute fire. Now, when you want to talk about making plays on a Wednesday, this is a much smarter play than that 1 in 100 Ryan Brown Ewoks variant, in my opinion. Much less invested here, and I think in the long term, this is going to have a much better job. This is going to do a much better job retaining value over time. And I have no idea how many of these books were ordered, but right now, supply is high, demand is low. And I'm quite surprised at how low the demand is. I don't see anybody posting or talking about this book on social media for the last week or two. I really haven't. There's the books for the week. I'm super happy everybody's here and has had a good time, and I appreciate the tremendous amount of energy you guys have bestowed to me to help get me through the week. And we'll follow up with this chat. Like we said, as far as announcements, I'm going to commit to it. We're going to sit down. We need to do this another CGC unboxing for some more great energy this Friday. It's going to be a 10-book unboxing. It's going to be 9 p.m. The tough spot is 9 p.m. on Fridays is usually in the mix with DJ Links, and I hate to miss out on that. But either way, it's the best time for me and my family to do an unboxing after the mini goes to bed, and I think it's also the best time as far as it goes to on East Coast to do an unboxing live and to do that community giveaway. Again, we will have the community giveaway box. We'll do hashtag taco, and everybody that enters is going to have a chance to get in on that. And one person will be able to pick a number from that box, and we'll pull that, and we'll see who wins that for sure. Says thanks. He says, ahoy, hydrate. Absolutely got to hydrate. It was definitely got to stay hydrated as much as we talk. That's vodka. I know that trick. I don't do that anymore. I just, no, not for me. Definitely not for me. I'm not saying it's not going to tell other people how to live their lives, but it's definitely not going to be a thing for me. And if you guys ever see me drinking any cup with anything clear in it, it will always and 100% be water from here on out. Not just from here on out, but it's been for quite some time, actually. We've gone 100% sober for many months now. Many months. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel a lot better. Feel a lot better making that choice. Absolutely. Thanks, Southpaw. He says he just subbed him up. Everybody make sure. One of the great things about doing this live is we can throw links out there. If anybody out there is a moderator, don't be afraid to share your channel link and the channel links of other content creators out there so that people can find other content that they enjoy watching, because don't pay for cable. There's so much content here for you on YouTube and other places that you don't have to pay for it. You just come and hang out and be a part of it. The Comic Vet, don't forget to subscribe to the Comic Vet and watch his Show Me What You Got on Tuesday. We haven't even shown you guys the surprise pickup yet. The surprise, most people already left. You guys are in for the surprise secret. All right. Absolutely sick. Crap. Missed the show. Andy Manning, just catch the rewind right after this. Don't go away, or just click rewind. Or if you guys are doing one of the things we talked about, if you're clicking notify on every show that you guys watch, you will 100% for sure get the notification, and you can click on that and watch from there. But don't go anywhere just yet. We've got a couple more books to show off. A surprise. Thanks for sharing and caring, Joel. Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Great show, Andy. Cheers. Always coming with the positivity. Love this show. Thank you. I am not normally a collector of this style of book. I am a massive fan of Ahsoka, and so is my wife. And when we found these, we didn't buy these books right off the get-go. I wasn't quite sure, because we aren't necessarily a collector of pinup books or a collector of any kind of risque covers. It's just not something we collect in our collection. But these books were really limited. And we knew at some point later on this year, the Ahsoka show would be coming out, and I didn't want to try to pay any secondary prices for this, but Mad Love Comics released a risque pinup cover of Ahsoka. The sets, we've got the last set as the cover, there we go. Let's just blur that a little bit. The sets, we got the last set available. For Mad Love Comics, if I remember correctly. And this was a set that is now sold out. But they have copies of cover A available, the individual covers of cover A, cover B, and cover C, the sketch cover. And the metal was limited to 10 copies. 10 copies of the metal. Now, I'm not a big collector of risque books. I know that they can be controversial, and some people are not fans. We are just that big of Ahsoka fans. And I appreciate an artist's artwork. I do. I appreciate the artwork. I appreciate Ahsoka. We wanted them for the Ahsoka collection. I could sit there and flash them all day long. I'm not going to post them on IG because I know they are. Some people aren't fans of risque covers like that or pinup covers. I appreciate military style pinup stuff, being somebody that was in the military. It's not something I've collected or considered collecting much of comic books. But that was a set that I did not want to miss out on. Cover A was limited to 50 copies. Cover B is limited to, I think, 50 copies. The metal was limited to 10. So in this, the metal was a double jacket. Mad Love Comics, Artist Portfolio number 7, Ahsoka cosplay by Japes Archer. JP's Archer. I'm terrible with names, and I apologize to this. And on the bottom, it is ML3. So it's numbered. These were limited to 10. This is book number 3. So limited to 10. I didn't want to miss out on that because we have an entire Ahsoka section. Hey, Joel the Geek knows. Joel the Geeks, I think we shared that on TikTok and on Instagram. Joel the Geek's got a really big TikTok following over there and sees a lot of stuff. I see a lot of stuff that he poses. See what's going on with my head now. That he posts and we posted that Ahsoka mural, if you will. Now I want to collect everything comic book related with Ahsoka. Ahsoka covers, the Star Wars Insider books. That's kind of a long run, long-term goal. And being as limited as these covers were, I didn't want to miss out on them. We do want to get them graded. So it is a nice pickup. There are some people out there that aren't fans of that style. They're also not fans that Ahsoka being a younger individual, and I can appreciate this, but the Ahsoka's an older individual now. That's just kind of my mindset. I don't see Ahsoka in this form. I see Ahsoka as an adult, and like Rosario Dawson. I see there's kind of two different Ahsokas in my head. The Ashley Eckstein Ahsoka from Clone Wars, the younger one, the younger, sprightlier, high energy one, and I see the Rosario Dawson fierce, calculated, kind of divided Ahsoka. Like I kind of see I see more of a line between them, a bit of a difference. Like at the end of the day, I just didn't want to miss out on the books, and I feel like I'm kind of trying to communicate to you guys my mindset of why we purchased those. But it's our collection. Collect what you love, and you'll love what you collect. Buy your way, as Two Brothers says. How long will you letting your beard grow out to? We have reached our maximum beard length because now it gets caught in zippers, it gets caught in everything. So we're trimming it about every 6 to 8 weeks. It gets a little bit of a trim, and we take all the dead ends off, something like that. But yes, you're welcome, man. That's New Comic Book Day. I want to say thank you to everybody that was here, that has been here, that came back, that checked out the replay, that's going to check out the replay. This show wouldn't be possible without all of you guys. You guys bring a ton of tremendous good energy and vibes here. I soak it all up, and I hope you guys get a lot of good energy and vibes after watching this. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys know how we're going to do this, right? We're going to go peace out. We're going to go piggies out. We're going to catch you all on the flip side. But remember, the most important part all day, every day, you are enough. Stay original and take care of each other, because we are all we have on this great earth. Have a great night, everybody. See you Friday night, 9 p.m. for the CGC unboxing.
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
Excuse me while I change. The roller boogie has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.
Double up, double up, double up. The money I could